The security footage showed Marcus Webb walking into the subway station at exactly 9:47 p.m. Cameras tracked him through downtown Seattle that night, capturing every turn, every step, every moment. But at 10:23 p.m., Marcus Webb simply vanished, and no camera anywhere could explain how. Marcus was a 34-year-old software engineer who lived alone in Capitol Hill. He worked at a tech startup downtown and kept to himself most days. On the evening of March 14th, he left his office building like he always did, briefcase in hand, navy blue jacket zipped against the cold rain. His coworkers said he seemed normal that day, maybe a little distracted, but nothing alarming. His last words to anyone were "See you Monday." To the building's security guard, the Seattle Police Department reviewed every second of footage from that night. Camera 1 showed Marcus leaving his office building at 9:41 p.m. Camera 2 caught him walking south on Fifth Avenue, hands in his pockets. Camera 3 filmed him, stopping at a crosswalk, checking his phone. He wasn't running. He wasn't looking over his shoulder. He wasn't acting like a man about to disappear. He was just walking home, like thousands of other people that night. At 9:52 p.m., Marcus entered a convenience store on Pine Street. The clerk remembered him buying a bottle of water and a protein bar. He paid with cash, smiled politely, and left. The store camera showed him standing in the aisle for almost 3 minutes, staring at his phone screen, with an expression the clerk described as confused, like he was reading something he didn't understand. When detectives checked his phone records later, they found he received a text message at 9:51 p.m. from an unknown number. The message said only, "Platform B red line. Come alone." Marcus continued walking after leaving the store. Camera 7 showed him turning onto Union Street. Camera 9 filmed him entering Westlake Station at 9:47 p.m. The subway station had 16 cameras covering every platform, every corridor, every exit. This is where things became impossible to explain. Marcus descended the escalator to Platform B, exactly as the mysterious text had instructed. Security footage showed him standing near the edge of the platform, looking down the tunnel as if waiting for someone. A few other passengers stood scattered around him, absorbed in their phones, unaware they were witnessing something extraordinary. At 10:18 p.m., the Red Line train arrived. Marcus did not board it. He remained on the platform, watching the train doors close, watching it pull away into the darkness. For the next 5 minutes, Marcus walked slowly along Platform B. He stopped 3 times, each time turning to look behind him, as if sensing he was being followed. But the cameras showed no one unusual, no one paying attention to him, just tired commuters waiting for the next train. At 10:23 p.m., Marcus walked toward the north exit corridor, a long tunnel with cameras positioned at both ends. The entrance camera showed him walking into the corridor. The exit camera, only 200 feet away, never showed him coming out. The corridor had no doors, no windows, no side passages. It was a straight tunnel with white tile walls and fluorescent lights. Yet somehow, between those 2 cameras, Marcus Webb ceased to exist. Police searched every inch of that corridor within an hour of his sister reporting him missing the next morning. They found nothing, no trace of him, no hidden passages, no evidence of a struggle. It was as if he had walked into the tunnel and simply dissolved into air. Detectives interviewed every person who appeared on the platform cameras that night. Most remembered nothing unusual, but one woman, an elementary school teacher named Patricia Gomez, remembered seeing Marcus. She said he stopped walking suddenly in the corridor, pulled out his phone, and stared at the screen with a look of absolute terror. Then he put the phone in his pocket and continued walking. She looked away for just a moment to check the train schedule, and when she looked back, he was gone. She assumed he had walked faster than she thought. The investigation took a dark turn when Marcus's sister, Jennifer Webb, provided detectives with information about her brother's recent behavior. She said Marcus had called her 3 days before his disappearance, speaking in rapid, paranoid sentences about being watched. He told her he had discovered something at work, something that proved the technology his company was developing was already being used illegally. He mentioned seeing his own face flagged in a database he wasn't supposed to access, marked with a red indicator he didn't recognize. Jennifer thought he was stressed from overwork and told him to take a vacation. Now she replayed that conversation every night, wondering if she could have saved him. She told detectives that Marcus had always been the careful type. the person who read every terms of service agreement and covered his laptop camera with tape. For him to sound that frightened meant something real was happening. When police finally accessed Marcus's phone records completely, they discovered something disturbing. That unknown number that texted him had sent 47 messages over the previous 2 weeks. Marcus had deleted all of them, except the last one. The phone company recovered fragments of the deleted messages. They were coordinates, dozens of GPS coordinates scattered across Seattle, each one marking a location Marcus had visited in his daily routine. His office, his apartment, his gym, his favorite coffee shop. Someone had been tracking his every movement for weeks. Detectives dug deeper into Marcus's life. They learned that 6 months earlier, he had worked on a project for his company involving facial recognition software for public transportation systems. The project was designed to identify people moving through subway stations using AI and camera networks. Marcus had raised concerns about privacy violations and data security. He sent emails to his supervisors warning that the system could be exploited. 2 weeks before his disappearance, he was removed from the project. His supervisor said Marcus had become paranoid, claiming someone was testing the system on him without authorization. The deeper investigators looked, the stranger things became. Marcus had created a hidden folder on his work computer 3 weeks before he vanished. Inside were screenshots of code, internal company documents, and a detailed map of Seattle's camera network. He had marked certain cameras with red dots, over 100 of them throughout the city. When technical experts analyzed the marked cameras, they discovered something shocking. Every single one had been remotely accessed by an unknown user in the months leading up to Marcus's disappearance. Someone had hijacked Seattle's entire surveillance infrastructure. The access logs showed a pattern of systematic infiltration, starting small with a few traffic cameras, then expanding to include subway stations, building security systems, and even private networks. Whoever did this had expertise and resources far beyond a single hacker. The timestamps revealed that the unknown user had watched Marcus specifically for 63 days straight, tracking him with machine-like precision. Marcus's apartment told its own disturbing story. Detectives found his bedroom walls covered in printed photographs, hundreds of them. They were all pictures of Marcus himself, captured from various angles and locations around the city. He had been documenting his own surveillance, trying to prove what was happening to him. In the corner of his desk sat a notebook filled with timestamps and locations. The last entry, written on the morning of March 14th, read, "They know I know. Meeting tonight might be a trap. If I don't come back, check the drive." But no drive was ever found in his apartment. His laptop had been wiped clean remotely at 10:24 p.m. on the night he disappeared, exactly 1 minute after he vanished in the corridor. The wipe was so thorough that even FBI forensic specialists couldn't recover a single file. On his kitchen table, investigators found a half-eaten sandwich and a cup of coffee still warm when they arrived, as if Marcus had expected to return home that night. Next to the coffee sat a printed email he had drafted, but never sent, addressed to a journalist at the Seattle Times. The email detailed everything: the illegal surveillance system, the compromised cameras, the tracking, the threats. It ended with a single line: "If you're reading this, I'm probably already gone." For months after Marcus disappeared, a USB drive arrived at the Seattle Police Department in a plain manila envelope with no return address. The drive contained video files, thousands of them, all showing Marcus. They were captured from cameras across the city, but not just public security cameras. Private cameras, traffic cameras, ATM cameras, doorbell cameras, even laptop web. Someone had compiled a complete digital record of Marcus's life. Every moment he was ever on camera anywhere in Seattle. The final video on the drive was from inside the subway corridor, from a camera that wasn't supposed to exist. It showed Marcus stopping midway through the tunnel. He looked directly at the hidden camera, as if he finally understood what was happening to him. Then the video cut to black. 3 seconds later, the footage resumed, showing the empty corridor. Marcus was gone, erased as completely as deleted data. The case remains unsolved. The FBI investigated the facial recognition angle, but found no evidence of illegal surveillance systems. Marcus's company denied any involvement and claimed all their research was purely theoretical. The mysterious texts stopped. The hidden camera in the corridor was never found. Some detectives believe Marcus discovered something dangerous and was silenced. Others think he uncovered a surveillance network far bigger than anyone imagined and went into hiding. A few wondered if he had been recruited by the very people he was trying to expose. Forced to disappear to protect secrets too dangerous to reveal, his sister still visits Platform B sometimes, standing in that corridor, hoping for answers that never come. She brings flowers on his birthday and leaves them at the spot where the entrance camera last saw him. Other families have started joining her. People whose loved ones vanished under strange circumstances in cities across the country. All of them connected somehow to surveillance technology, all of them disappearing without explanation. In downtown Seattle, the cameras still watch everything, recording every face, every movement, every moment. Somewhere in all that data, in all those millions of hours of footage, is the truth about what happened to Marcus Webb. But perhaps some truths are meant to stay hidden, buried in the very systems designed to expose everything. And perhaps the most terrifying mystery isn't how someone can disappear while being watched by 42 cameras. It's realizing that being watched everywhere means you can vanish anywhere, and no one will ever really see what happened.